bring veterans together.
We bring veterans together.
Using humor and camaraderie.
Using humor and camaraderie.
To improve mental health.
Improve mental health.
And prevent veteran suicide.
When I got out, there was a solid 10 years where I could not connect with people. And it was really just a very challenging time in my life. But having access to stuff like this has been an amazing experience.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.
All right, everybody, we are incredibly pumped to announce that the secret relationship that TV's been having with the Reverend Warriors is now finally coming out. We're coming out of the closet with it, and we're announcing our official partnership to the world, where Vet TV is going to be matching your donations, dollar for dollar, up to $25,000. So that means your donations now go twice as far as they did before. And all of the money that a Reverend Warriors has goes to hosting incredible events that bring tens of thousands of veterans together and help build a sense of community using a sense of humor. The same dark humor that we've always had, that we've used to deal with things that suck.
Fuck the Rogue Pogue Nation. Fuck all y'all. I'm just kidding. I get my ass whooped. You can't be saying that shit here.
Is what we use to connect people and bring them together and build community. That's why we're always out there rocking the silkies, because you can't not laugh when everybody's out there in silkies, right?
I laugh all day.
So make sure you donate this year in 2021, because your dollar is going to go farther than it ever has before. And Irreverent Warriors is going to make this year bigger and better than it ever has been. And we're going to do more than anyone else is doing to actually prevent suicide. Awareness, we already know. We're preventing.
Yep. We have up to 70 hikes this year. Every dollar goes directly towards helping prevent veteran suicide and improving mental health.
All right, guys, thank you for your donations, and we'll see you out there in 2021.
Did I just see Alex Pratt with a weird haircut?
You sure did.
I think they can hear us. Oh, let's leave this on.
Terry Showers here with the Quad Cities Silkies Hike.
April 17th, Fort Lauderdale Silkies Hike.
I'm Michelle and this is Nathan. And I'm here to tell you guys on July 10th, we got some fun things going on and planned for you guys.
Hey guys, Irreverent Warriors Wilmington is coming up June 12th. Hey Knoxville Hikers, I'm Aaron Lee, the lead coordinator for the Knoxville Hike, May 22nd.
Hey guys, I'm Gladys Morgan and I represent Boston.
Hi everyone, I'm Carl.
I'm Mary. And I'm Catalina.
And together we represent Irreverent Warriors in the glorious state of Virginia.
If you come to the Chicago Silkies Hike, we got water, socks, we got other Marines.
July 3rd, Lincoln, Nebraska, Silkies Hike. Be there. Sportsman will be being carried around like usual.
You like short shorts? You like dudes that look like that? Come join me and my friends. Downtown Fort Worth, April 24th. You won't regret it.
Oh, Donnie. All right, we can take it out. That's big news, right? Oh, welcome everybody to the 21 Gun Podcast, the official podcast of the Reverend Warriors. Low energy tonight. Low energy. I might just kind of go like this.
And then it's my turn.
I'm on day 4 of a 5-day fast. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to, I hate the term cleanse. I hear people are like, I need a cleanse. That's fucking, your body knows how to do that. Don't worry about cleansing. But every now and then you just got to be like, hey, give your body a break from all the bullshit that's out there and go for a little bit of a fast, clarify my mind. Do a lot of yoga. I totally hippie out all week with it. Do a lot of yoga, relaxation, and then I don't get hangry. I miss food. Like it's something now that I perseverate on food all day long. Like if a commercial comes on, yesterday some stupid hot wings or whatever, Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was just like, motherfucker, I would kill.
Start chewing on the side of the TV.
Yeah. But the good news is tomorrow it's over and I will feel better. Tons of, do you know what? We won't go into that. Big news. So we are officially partnered with Vet TV, Veteran TV. Head over to veterantv.com/donate because what they have done is they're going to match dollar for dollar up to $25,000. Which is really good. I mean, come on. If you want to donate $10, you're actually donating $20. If you want to donate $50, I'm not going to do the math for you guys, but you get the idea. So that's huge. You can also reach out to that crazy aunt that lives up in Poughkeepsie, maybe, or that uncle that lives down on Key Largo, and say, hey, you know how I always talk about the Silky's hikes, now's your time to donate, because really that's 25 grand is huge, and it will be put to good use. I mean, if you think about all the work and planning that goes on this. So again, veterantv.com/donate. Also, I didn't realize this, but you can text Silkies to 760-280-6472 for updates of Silky's hikes. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing, but I saw it. Look, we have our guest tonight is Patrick Little. So a bunch of big announcements. Told you I'm low energy. I'm just all over the place. But 22 Sierra Coffee Company. Here's the dark humor blend, I guess you would call it. I don't know what you call it. We'll ask him. But yeah, I don't know all the deets about this, so he's going to let us in on what's going on. But yeah, that's our guest tonight, Patrick Little, U.S. Air Force. So he's a man of my own heart. Don't remember. Actually, he did a really weird job in the Air Force. So we'll have him talk about that. It's like cyber transport, something like a Death Star programmer. I don't know. I thought it was Space Force when I saw his bio there.
I was going to say, didn't all the jobs on the Death Star fail because it blew up?
Well, yeah, eventually. But that's why I think he got out. Baton Rouge, you know what, guys? I'm done with it. We're not talking about Baton Rouge anymore. Every episode, Baton Rouge. Well, that's because it's the first hike, so that's why you did it. I know that's why you did it, because then everyone thinks about it. No, just kidding. Baton Rouge is in 2 weeks. That's March 6th. That is probably, these first hikes are probably the pastiest hikes you're going to see, because we are
stuck inside.
Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of legs underneath a lot of layers, especially down in Texas right now.
I feel bad for y'all.
And yeah, so you get your first hikes out there. And I'm so white, like I'm so pale. I'm translucent. I am so incredibly pale that I just get used to it. And then I'll see myself in pictures and I'm like, what the hell? I'll think there's a corpse in the picture, and it's me. It's me.
It's Casper the Friendly Ghost.
I can tan, I guess, a little bit. It takes like 3 months for me to tan. Why? You guys don't want to hear about this? What else we got coming up? We got, so Baton Rouge, yeah. March 6th. We're benching you from now on because everyone knows it's March 6th. Going to be a good hike. Hawaii, March 11th. March 20th is Palm Springs, California. 2 California hikes this week, or this month, or no, next month. March 27th, Jacksonville. No, yeah, is it Jacksonville Beach? It says Jax Beach. Jacksonville Beach, Florida. April 10th, Tulsa, Oklahoma. April 10th, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Hey, I said I was going to be there. I even bought tickets for myself and for Jeremy. I'm going to be coming in from Texas on that day. I didn't realize we were flying in on that day. So I won't be there. It's a North Carolina one too, and it's not that far away. So yeah, I won't be on that one. April 17th, Oceanside, California. That one's going to be good. I got to let my friend, oh no, he doesn't live out there anymore, so forget about that.
Is he coming back from Texas too?
He lives in Texas now. One of the reasons why I'm heading down there.
That's
actually
probably why he can't leave.
So ironic how that is. That's it. That's all I have. I mentioned our guest, Patrick Little, U.S. Air Force veteran, founder of 22 Sierra Coffee. We'll talk to him obviously in a few, and that's all I have for announcements. Do you have anything?
No, other than that, just as usual, keep up to the websites, 21 Gun Podcast, Irreverent Warriors for your upcoming hikes and information.
Awesome. Let me play my stinger now real quick.
Do it.
I had to wait to see if I could do my turn. I'll perfect that at some point. News around the AOR. I'm going to try to I'm pulling up the energy. I'm going to try to get it from within. I'm going to try to do that. We'll see how well we do tonight. First one. This one was great. I don't know if you saw this. So a Space Force member reportedly skipped class to get a PlayStation 5. Did you see this at all?
I have not, but now I'm intrigued because it's a PlayStation. So.
Yeah, it was a letter of discipline. It's going around. I don't know who took a picture of it. I don't know if it was his NCO or whatever, but here, do you pull it up?
Yeah, so my first question is he in trouble because
that was it? You had it.
It's a PlayStation, or because he left?
No, look what he did here, right? So Space Force is not sympathetic to the mission that seems to have captured many across the U.S., getting a PS5. One of its members has reportedly been reprimanded and demoted for being 30 minutes late to physical training because he was trying to get one of the consoles, according to a post on Air Force something, NCO, blah, 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 Facebook. According to the letter of reprimand, the unnamed airman texted this is the part that got him. He texted his superior officer that he was going to be 30 minutes late to his fitness improvement program. Fitness improvement program is the key. He's a fat ass. I don't mean to disparage you, young. Here, I'm going to do this so we can. I don't mean to disparage you, young. I was going to call him airman, but I don't. Guardian, is that what we're calling them? Guardian. But if you're in a what are they called again? A fitness improvement program. That means you're fat. He was probably
Pork chop platoon. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had to be there at 11 a.m., which is just another. Here, can you blow that up at all?
Not only did you sleep in, but you could have been up at any point in time.
Yeah. So you got the Marine Corps that shows up at what, 3 a.m. You guys are up, 4 a.m. You guys are up. You got the Army's probably 5 a.m. Navy, I don't know what the hell they do in the Navy. Air Force, maybe 9 a.m. we do PT. And then you take the fat kids and you put them out there at 11 a.m. So I think here's the one that killed him though, because his NCO or whoever, his officer or whatever, whoever was supposed to be watching him, sent him a text like, "Where are you, dude?" And he wrote, and I think you can see it on the, okay, so look down there. It says YOLO PS5 greater than letters of discipline. What balls on this kid? Who would you ever? Is this a generational thing?
Yeah, it must be, because I'd have showed up from formation. I'd have got my ass beat.
YOLO PS5? God damn. And they probably let him stay in.
Probably.
The other thing that I took away from that is the letterhead. It's Air Force letterhead for the Space Force.
United States Space Force, Space Delta 8.
Yeah, and look up there. It says Department. So is the Space Force going to be the Marines of the Air Force?
I hope so.
I don't
know, because at this point in time, he's already dumb.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, because that's the criteria for Marines, right?
That's right. That's right. So I thought that was a good story. First letter of reprimand to make it around. YOLO PS5. We also have, this one made me laugh. It's just a quick little video, but I had to share it with you. This would be number 3.
This guy put on a mask that makes it look like he isn't wearing his mask properly.
Oh, I saw this.
Hello? Sorry?
Dude, I gotta get one of those.
I need it.
That is so awesome.
It's over my nose.
No.
Isn't that sweet?
Like
All right, you can take it down because it goes into some other random stuff. But yeah, I thought that was great. I wish I had the balls to do that, first off, or I just have the balls to not wear a mask. I got the fucking vaccine.
I can teach you.
I got the vaccine. Do you do it? You go out without one?
Yep.
I don't have the balls to do it. I just don't want to, because if I'm going to the store, like today, stop into the store, I'm on a 4-day fast, it's rainy, it's cold, I don't want anyone talking to me. And if you talk to me, I might yell, and I don't want to yell. I don't want to be the guy that's suddenly on a viral video so I just put it on like a sheep. And I go, but I put a poison in my body. Well, I don't know if it's poison. This might not be. Who knows?
I mean, is
Who
it
knows?
alcohol poison?
Yeah, I guess you're right. As this guy puts poison in his body. But yeah, I got the vaccine, so I should be okay. But I'm not. I don't know. I don't get that. I don't get that at all.
I mean, I have a mask that definitely gets me some fingers, which I'm not going to explain on here. But point being, you got to find some humor in it. But 2, I think we're all over it at this point.
I think so too. Plus, if I have the vaccine, I have a remote chance of catching it, an even remoter chance of spreading it, and even a remoter chance of getting. So it's like.
So you got the vaccine and can still get it and give it.
Yeah, that's what they say though. So I don't know. We might not get into, or we might get into unofficial stuff there. So we'll move on. We brought you New York City flamethrower guy a few months ago. Pull that up real quick. If you guys don't remember, it's sorry.
A wild and dangerous scene in Brooklyn. Social media video shows a guy standing on the roof of an MTA bus firing a flamethrower into the air. Happened earlier.
Gotta admit, it's ballsy.
Near Putnam and Franklin.
It's a ballsy move.
Come on, the guy jumped on top of the B-26 from the roof of an ice cream
Really?
truck.
He's a rapper. He's some sort of rapper.
He also fired the flamethrower into the street before jumping off. There were no reported injuries.
See, here's the thing. There's people on that bus. What if he caught it on fire? Oh, dude, he probably broke an ankle right there. So there's that guy. Check out this. This is number 6. Rapper Quavo. I don't know what a Quavo is. Do you know what a Quavo is?
Quavo.
Is it Quavo?
Quesadilla. I don't know.
Do you remember a few years ago when CNN put out a thing and it was like the AR-15, the scary AR-15. Oh, it's so scary. Look, and then it showed like all the possible things.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of them
chainsaw
was a chainsaw. And now check out this thing. And it looks like it's some sort of battery operated thing with a what do you call it? There's a video. Scroll. Actually, I think that might. No, yeah. Scroll down. Look at this. First of all, it's a sweet pistol. I like that.
I mean, it's not like a true chainsaw, but it's close enough.
It's so. Take my money. I don't know who you are. Watch this. He tries to shoulder it. Come on, dude. That's not what that's for. That's not. I don't think he had formal military training.
I'm okay with it though. Not gonna lie.
I am too. Oh wait, scroll down. What was that video down there? What was that one? Oh, scroll up.
Nope.
USA to the gun.
Nope. That's church shooting. We're not gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
That's
I just saw a thing that said Taliban. Did you hear about that? This actually isn't in the notes, but
sure did not.
30 Taliban members.
Oh, the big airstrike.
No, they were in a bomb making class. You can pull that down. They were in a bomb making class, and they blew themselves up. 30 of them.
Hooray!
Gone.
I bet they got a surprise.
I just think that's pretty sweet. I like hearing stuff like that. What else we got? 8:16. Trying to get the energy up. I'm sorry, guys. Navy SEAL guy. I thought this was great. This is a great video. This is number 7. Check out the balls on this dude. So you got those, I think those guys are in like a Navy SEAL appreciation class. Like there's some football players and stuff.
Them glutes.
Yeah. So this dude is like, okay, you guys struggle with that, and I'm just gonna
super tan and beefy. Is that Matt? Is that Matt Caples? I can never pronounce his last name. Is that Stephanie's husband?
He was not a Navy SEAL. He's a TACP. But
yeah,
he could
but
be.
He's still got them legs though.
That was pretty sweet. Number 8. Here's the one. Okay. And I'm not sure if I was surprised by this at all. Nearly 90% of military hazing complaints come from, can you guess where? Listeners out there, can you guess where the Marine Corps. I thought it was called the H word. I thought you guys didn't haze anymore in there. A year after Marine drill instructor was sentenced to 10 years behind bars for hazing Muslim recruits, throwing one in an industrial dryer and figuring in another's death. Holy shit. Data shows that nearly 9... I'm trying to read my notes with this thing in front of me and it's driving me crazy. Okay. Nearly 9 out of 10 hazing reports in the military come from the Corps. Come on, guys. An annual report on hazing within the military obtained via public records request shows that the Marine Corps, the smallest defense department serviced by population, I'm going to say no, the Space Force probably is. Oh, they say that in the article. Owns the lion's share of hazing and complaints. The data from fiscal year 2018 shows that 256 of the 291 complaints that year. I mean, but again, it's less than 300 cases of hazing, and how many millions of people serve at any given time? I would imagine there's 1 or 2, 3 million people active duty,
give or take.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe
give or take a few.
Maybe 2 million. So I mean, it's not a problem. But the fact that yeah, it's all the Marine Corps.
Now that people are dying, I mean, it's kind of a problem.
Yeah, that's shitty. And to single out someone for their religion is shitty. So, I mean, but when I think of hazing, I think of the bullshit you have to go through. Like when you're in training, when you're in flight training, it's like you're pledging a fraternity. So all you want is your wings, because everyone's walking around wearing their wearing their wings, and you just have, here, let me show you actually. I'll pull up this one.
It's kind of like the Eagle Open Anchor for the Marine Corps. It's all you want.
Yes. So like you have to walk around wearing this, and it screams douchebag, right? You have that on there. It
screams car salesman.
You got it's and then you work up to those. When you get your wings, you're like, you feel like you're on top of the world. You just got your wings.
Upgrade.
But they shit on you and everything. You can't, there's like stupid rules. You can't point to things. You have to use your elbow. You can't say certain words. I don't remember. This is a long time ago. You got to remember, but that's not really hazing though. You know, waking up early and making us do PT.
You're not that old, Kevin.
Pretty old. Speaking of hazing and flying aircraft, check out number 9. This is an awesome video. Think we'll do an Air Force one before we bring up our Air Force guest.
Ooh, I double clicked.
Funker 530. I've been talking with him to see if we can get him on the show. Is it 530? Watch. He didn't even play that again. He didn't even fire a shot. This is like they say, what could we have done in Benghazi? That's what we could have done. Because now everyone who's within 100 yards of that are shitting their pants.
There's a car right here. You see it?
Yeah. They could have blew it up, but I guess they were just doing
Surprise.
Yep. Like, hey, whatever you're planning on doing, don't do. I thought that was great. And last one before we bring it, it's almost 8:20. We talked a few weeks ago. Did we bring this one up? Because I don't know if it's deja vu, but I feel like we brought this up. A couple weeks ago, I got fooled and I read an article on Coffee or Die about Marines hitting the LSD before going out in the field. It was fake. Yeah, it was totally fake. And I figured it out as we were reading the article. I'm like, oh, this is totally fake. You know what isn't fake? Did we cover this last time?
No, we sure did not.
The Army investigates how soldiers drank antifreeze chemical as 2 remain in ICU. Army investigators are trying to find out how the liquor, and they put, quote, liquor, that landed 11 people in the hospital. Where are they from? Fort Bliss, Texas soldiers confessed to drinking during a recent field exercise, ended up containing a deadly ingredient used in antifreeze.
It's as bad as Tide Pods.
Yeah, I don't get it. I still, this is one of those things that confuses me. Did they maybe hide it in like a
canteen,
in an antifreeze jerry can or something? Or I don't know what happened.
You know what? The way things go now, I wouldn't put it past them to have big letters on the side of it that said possibly or may contain antifreeze, and they still drank it anyway.
Yeah. One of the dudes was no, he wasn't an NCO. He was a
lead by example.
Yeah, no, he was a warrant officer. It's like, come on, dude.
Really lead by example.
Yeah. Early ethylene glycol intoxication resembles ethanol intoxication, but without the characteristic odor of alcohol in the patient and victim's breath. Do you know what they used to, speaking of hazing, you know what they used to try to get us to do? In the front of the C-130, there's a little black nipple. It looks like a boob, right? And it sprays antifreeze so you don't get icing on the front of your jet. Especially because that's where the radar, and you don't want to get icing on the radar because then you can't see thunderstorms and all sorts of cool stuff. Apparently it tasted like orange juice. And they'd always be like, yeah, Nav, go just taste it. Go taste it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to taste that shit. I'm not going to suck on a C-130's nipple to taste the chemicals on there. Are you kidding? And I feel like people have done it. I feel like...
That's as bad as going, taste the cherry juice.
What's that? I don't know the cherry juice.
Yeah, out of a car?
Cherry juice in a car?
Yeah, the power steering fluid.
Oh.
Red cherry juice.
Does it taste like...
No.
Apparently this one does. So that's what I assume that they were drinking. But come on. Have you ever drank on exercise or if you're out on an exercise, I should say, or did you ever drink overseas when you're not supposed to drink, like in the sandbox somewhere?
Yeah. So now that I'm not in, I can actually disclose that information. My second tour to Fallujah, I got blown up pretty bad, and our unit was getting bottles of 2 liters shipped to us. So you'd expand the cap.
Yeah. There's all
dump
different
out the
ways.
Dr. Pepper, pour in Jack Daniels, reheat it, put it back on instead of breaking that seal, and sent it overseas. And
Yeah.
plenty of Jack Daniels.
My flight engineer used to do apple juice. His wife would send him like Mott's apple juice, and same thing, it would be all whiskey. But here's the thing, right? It's 120 degrees out. You're dehydrated after a mission. I mean, so dehydrated. And drinking too much in the desert, there is no headache. There is no hangover worse than an Iraqi hangover.
That dry heat 120.
Oh my God. I remember days walking outside and just being like, what the hell did I do to myself? Why did I do that?
It's a way to do it.
Trying to bring up the energy, guys.
How do you dehydrate yourself? Alcohol in 120 degree heat.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So,
and then go and try to fly a mission the next day.
Some energy, you could have some Sierra 22 coffee.
I know, but it's not on my fast, so I can't. Speaking of Sierra 2, let's bring up Patrick. So Patrick Little served in the United States Air Force between 2011 and 2017. God damn, does it make me feel old. As a Cyber Transport Systems Supervisor. I'm telling you, it's on the Death Star. I have no idea. After basic training and tech school, he spent his entire enlistment at Barksdale Air Force Base. It's down there with the bombers. I had a friend... B-52 navigator. Good story. I should have him on. Who was down there. Whatever. Patrick was deployed to Bagram Air Force Base in Afghanistan from October 2015, April 2016. He obtained his undergrad from Ashford University in 2014 and is an MBA candidate at Boise State. Let's see. His passion is to prevent suicide stems from the loss of 2 Air Force friends and co-workers, along with several childhood friends. He is the co-founder of 22 Sierra Coffee, with the backbone of their mission being to help prevent veteran suicide. Not only do they roast coffee, but they help connect veterans and first responders. I'd like to ask them what they do for that. To mental health resources, support networks, and activities designed to build camaraderie or improve symptoms of post-traumatic stress. Each month they donate at least $1 from every coffee product sold to their partners and other organizations. So really cool company, really cool mission. So let's bring on. Oh, there he is. I didn't realize he was on.
Bring him on.
I did. I like you running the camera because then I can just read and talk and then look at people pop up. Welcome to the show, Patrick.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
So you did, what was it? You did 6 years. So what's that? 2 enlistments?
Just one. I just enlisted one time for 6 years.
Holy shit. They do that?
They do. So I went in thinking I was going to make it a career, but the recruiter was like, you'll probably want to get out. So if you do the 6 years, you'll at least have an opportunity to get out as an NCO. So that's what I did and how it ended up.
I got you. So if you did I don't know what they have, 3 years?
4 or 6.
Okay. So you do a 4-year, you bounce at 4. You were more likely to bounce at 4. And look, you bounced at 6. So I guess it's good.
Yeah.
You can put NCO. Did you have to go to, I've been out for so long. I can't speak the lingo anymore, but, NCO
Airman
school,
Leadership School.
There it is, Airman Leadership School. I remember when we used to send people like that. Did you enjoy the Air Force?
I did. I don't have any regrets about it, other than kind of the systemic stuff. Like a lot of people hate about the military, but I mean, I was a very undisciplined person as far as academics go. I was working retail or got into real estate, thinking I was going to get, rich off of selling houses during the recession.
Right.
So, I mean, I got in and cyber transport, that's the fancy nerd term for network engineer. So we did base comp, nipper, sipper, that sort of stuff. So I got trained in that and was able to, get some discipline, mature up a little bit, get a degree and, get out and get a good paying job.
We talked about this with Ron Ripley, how some people, and there's not that many, but some people hated service, right? And I think they're a tiny percentage, but the majority of people like you, like me, like Jeremy over here, like we talk about, we were aimless and the military gave us something, whether we liked it or not. I mean, you can easily talk about that, but it's not whether you like your job or not. It's like you grow up fast and you have to know your shit and you have to have responsibility. I guess you can't, like the guy we talked about there in the Space Force who didn't show up to his fat kid training. But I mean, you got those people, but even last week, I want to call him Dustin Fahey, but Dan Fahey from Gritty Soldier, same thing. He was like smoking pot and going nowhere in high school. And so he joined the Army. And I think that's something that we're losing. The numbers are going down for a couple of reasons. Technology is increasing, so we don't need to amass 100,000 troops on the border to fight, a classic war. So those numbers are going down. But also, have you looked around? When you go out, look around at, this is going to make me, I don't want to insult these people, but look around at I think they call them Zoomers, whatever the generation is underneath the millennials. They don't look like they could do a single push-up. They don't look like they're all kind of
skinny jeans, tight shirts.
Yeah, they just look, they're like skinny fat, right? So they're kind of got chub on them and you're like, what are you? What are those? How are you going to, I feel you're not a Zoomer, right? You must be a millennial. Maybe you're a Zoomer. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Oh yeah. You're Zoomers are like 16 to 22, maybe somewhere in that range. So I guess you couldn't be 22 or you would have entered when you were really young. Why'd you choose the Air Force out of all the branches?
So my grandpa, he was, my dad's dad was Army Air Corps or Army Air Forces. And then my dad was Air Force. My aunt was Air Force. So
nice.
When I, talked to them about joining, I was already 21 when I joined and almost joined the Marine Corps out of high school. But my dad was like, go to college first. And then ultimately, service was still calling. I still wanted to do it. But at that point in time, I was looking for, like I said, that kind of technical training afterwards. I was married and things like that. And I wanted to be set up for a career, I guess.
You were married when you went in?
I was.
Dude, you got married young.
I did. And we're still married. I think that's the difference between, getting married in tech school or whatever.
Yeah. That's true. You marry someone from home, you're okay. You get married in tech school, it's a stripper, I think, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Josh.
Probably.
Who's Josh? Oh, here.
My brother.
All right, we won't go down that road, but
Humor,
man,
right?
good on you. Good on you. And you waited a little bit to, obviously, to have kids, because we were talking about kids when we started. What's the biggest thing you miss about active duty?
Man, there's a lot. I kind of just miss, and this sounds bad, but base comm, like what we did was pretty easy, I guess. Like a lot of people familiar with the military, Air Force is more of like a corporate job almost, unless you're a maintainer or something like that. But it was an 8 to 5, and
pretty chill, pretty laid back.
Yeah, and networks don't just break. So there's officers, navigators, people like that don't know how to use it. But
yep, that's me.
But no, I mean, I think I just miss like more of that fun work environment versus a true corporate work environment.
Sure.
So you could say the camaraderie, less politically correct work environment.
Yeah, goofing around, goofing on.
Yeah,
each
like
other.
it's more fun. I think I missed that, and then my day job, because for those that don't know, I manage a network engineering team now with the company, and there's not that camaraderie. It's like, hey, Steve, hey, whatever, need you to do this or whatnot. And, in the military, just a lot more fun. And then you get the fulfillment aspect that you don't get in the corporate world. Like if you're deployed, I mean, we were repairing SIPRNet for the PJs,
Nice.
for the EC-130s, so those true, like without that SIPRNet, they can't go rescue, or they can't, get a call for, the gunship, stuff like that. So you get that fulfillment piece, I guess. I think I also miss from a day-to-day, and that might be part of why I seek some sort of fulfillment from the coffee company, is just missing that importance, I guess, if that, for being transparent. So
it's really, really common, right? You think about the shitty, like you could sit there and think about all the shitty things that happen to you in the military and the Air Force and overseas, and there is shitty stuff, and you just kind of you realize when you're going in that that's a possibility. But also, I mean, I look back on being, I don't know, in Iraq, being in Balad or Baghdad, and you're all kitted up, right? And you're with your crew, and you're just ready to go do a mission, and you're talking about some pretty cool stuff. You're like, well, I mean, it makes me sound twisted, but there's been a SA-7 fired from this area here, and you're like, oh, fucking go get them. And you go out, and you do your thing, and you survive. And I mean, you just can't match that in this. Well, no, you can. And I was actually just talking to Matthew, don't call him Matt Reeves, about, things like firefighting and police work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can kind of find it when you're out. Does I want to jump the gun here a little bit, but I will anyways. How many people do you have working with you at 22 Sierra?
So it was myself and another Air Force veteran, Joseph Kidwell, but he stepped down, so he got engaged, and I think he's just wanting to focus on some personal aspects of his life, and other than that, I mean, I run the operations of the business from home, and then we have a roasting partner,
Nice.
Copper Canyon. Sean, the guy that owns that, his dad's a veteran and whatnot. So we try to keep it as close to 100% veteran involvement as possible. But yeah, like right now, we're fulfilling the orders. So, like you put in an order, and I go get, all the orders to ship out, or sometimes they'll ship some out. But yeah, I mean, we've had social media help, we've had some other help, but I'm tough to I just want to do it myself, I guess. Perfectionist and whatnot at this point, because there's so much importance on growing and growing that brand, and I want to aggressively do something and I want it done right, so
Sure.
We're not there yet, I guess, to answer the question. One day hopefully we can hire some stuff out and get some other veterans.
Exactly. In my head, like my dream would be, Jeremy and I went down to the Drinkin' Bros podcast last year.
Good time.
They left, unfortunately, but they had this place down in Wilmington, North Carolina. Beautiful, awesome studio. Everyone was working there. Were vets, kind of like I don't know if this is I'll bring it up anyways. The Black Rifle Coffee guys. Sorry, man. But the Black Rifle Coffee guys, they're all veterans working together. And when you watch that, you're like, I want to work there. I want to be amongst these guys. And I always had a dream of growing something like that, building something where you can get all veterans together and just kind of get back into that structure, that NCO. You're kind of, I guess, kind of like the grunt style guys do. From what I understand, theirs is very much like that. But both of which are billion-dollar companies, I assume, at this point.
I think Black Rifle's $80 million a year or something. So different level.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm definitely open to. Like I said, Joe left. I don't that's not the long-term plan, is to do it all by myself. I would love, to find some others local here in Southwest Missouri, but then also, you're in North Carolina where Joe was. There's hikes there, there's events there, just kind of build a network of veterans who want to, maybe represent us at an event or something, and be involved with the company that way. And not even, say volunteer their time, we'll pay, but that's something that we've talked about, or had talked about, and something that I would still be more than open for. So if anybody sees the podcast or whatever and wants to help, wants to help raise money for organizations like Irreverent Warriors, at events, at hikes, we partnered with them as well. We can pay to have them at a hike.
And I definitely, I want to talk about that in a second. Quick thing. So where do you even begin? Right. So did you start planning this before you became a civilian again, or where do you begin with something like that?
Quarantine.
Okay. So this only started then last year.
Yeah, I think our LLC cleared April 20th, I think, or April 19th, something like that. And so we're just coming up on the 1 year mark. But where did it start? So, obviously when you introduced me, I'm in school for my MBA. I don't have any desire to have a corporate career. So I was wanting to kind of start a company that could start supplementing that income and then replace that income and then provide for, my wife and family, all while giving back. That comes first. And that the giving back is why I still have the other job. But so why coffee? We both love coffee. The military loves coffee. Obviously, Black Rifle has made a huge market, that, still being a commodity. I'm not saying we're stealing market share from Black Rifle by any means, but, people want to drink other coffee than just one all the time. And there's definitely other big brands out there. So that's kind of why. And then, we had that niche. We had two friends that died by suicide, and we wanted to, I guess, continue to serve. There's definitely some regret there in how we, maybe didn't maintain as much comms with them as we should have or could have. And that's kind of, why we wanted to do this. So piecing it all together, we love coffee. We wanted to be able to give back into something we cared about and try to make a difference. And we just found that this model would be the best. And it's just taken off this year. Blown away by the success so far.
Cool. I don't trust people that don't like coffee. I think, did we talk about this when we started? I have got like certain rules of life. Fat men, little dogs, stay away from them. People that don't like coffee. And we were talking about this before we went live. There was one other thing. Oh, wearing the same hat and the same shirt.
Yeah. It's okay though, because I am, like,
I know.
It's uniform for me. So.
Yeah, I'm just busting your balls. So you go with coffee. That was one thing I was thinking about too, is like, you can't look at the market and say, I can't do that because Black Rifle did that. I can't do this because I can't do a podcast because Joe Rogan does a podcast. Because if you did that, everyone's already done everything. You just have to find your way to stand out from the rest. What's a way that 22 Sierra stands out? Like someone would say, I get Black Rifle, but oh, look, check it out. Another veteran coffee company.
Yeah. So that's something we get asked a lot. So what's our differentiation? Academically, you'll learn in business that most oftentimes the more successful companies aren't the innovators. They're not the ones that are first to do something, and they're the ones that are close followers. And we're not a close follower by any means with Black Rifle. I mean, they started back in 2015, and I don't even consider them a competitor at this point. Like I said, it's a different league. So how do we differentiate ourselves from all of the other e-commerce coffee? I think it's being very transparent with doing what we say we do. So we go out and we sponsor organizations, events. We show the giving back. There's plenty of companies out there affiliated with veterans, and I'm not slandering anybody. They're just not as transparent. If they're giving back, they don't show it. People want to feel like they're part of something. So when people buy our coffee, they then can look on our Instagram or our social media about us at an Irreverent Warriors event or Man 22 or something that aligns with our company and with what we say we're set out to do.
Sure. Have you always been a coffee connoisseur?
I started making coffee I was probably 18 or 19 and started having study groups at college and started experimenting with different coffees and different ways to brew it and landed on, definitely love Arabica beans versus, Robusta. So more that specialty coffee, and then
do you ever have the lemur shit? The lemur shit?
I haven't. Coffee? No, it is on my bucket list.
It's on my list.
It's on there.
It doesn't sound appealing.
Whenever I have, that kind of disposable income to pay like $100 for a cup of coffee, but like I'm an AeroPress guy. I learned that I love how coffee tastes out of an AeroPress. More than pour over, more than French press, more than drip. And then in the Air Force, desk job, had an AeroPress, had a little electric kettle. Probably went through, I probably went through a bag of coffee a week at my desk. So
yeah, I'm if you saw my collection of coffee materials, I look like I have a coffee cabinet that looks like I'm a meth cooker, right? I even have like test tube brewers, siphon filter. I got one called a vacuum siphon filter. Oh, that thing is awesome. Actually, I think I Instagrammed it a couple weeks ago. It's like you put the grinds on top, you heat up the water, it goes through a cotton filter. The water goes up, you keep it at, so that the water at top gets that perfect temperature without boiling, and it just kind of hangs out there. And then you move it to a cool section, and then you get the vacuum, and it sucks the coffee. Oh man, the color, it's like the clearest when it gets kind of gritty. Yeah. It's like, and it's so smooth because of that cotton filter instead of it going through. Oh my gosh, it's a good way. The other way I've been doing a lot is cold brew. I kind of ruined myself with cold brew because it really saps the acidity out of it. And it's like, if you take, so I cold brew, I mean, I got one brewing right now. I cold brew and then I add heavy cream to it, and then I put it in the microwave for like just a minute, right? Because I don't want to get it too hot. I don't want to get it too, and God, dude, I ruined myself because now I can like like coffee that's made through a dripper. It just doesn't even compare to a cold brew taste.
And I would say the closest thing to a cold brew, which cold brew probably is the, when you're talking about low acid or low acidity or whatever, because you can really filter it out, and just the way it's brewed, it's the immersion brewing. So I would say AeroPress is the hot version of cold brew in my mind.
I haven't used it in a while. AeroPress. I think I have one. I'm gonna have to go back to that.
You grind it up a little bit, obviously more fine than you would do a cold brew. You just put one scoop in, you pour the water in, stir it for 10 seconds, and push it through, and then top off the water. So it's basically an Americano, I guess. But there's like no acid, no acidity. It's amazing.
If you're gonna make the perfect cup of coffee, how do you do it? Go.
Perfect cup of coffee would be 2 paper filters on an AeroPress, and then a heaping scoop. You have to wet the paper filter first.
Heaping scoop of dark humor. Reverend Warriors brand.
Yeah. That's probably my new favorite. I need to update the website because it still says going dark. But yeah, so the heaping scoop that comes with the AeroPress, and then fill it up like that. That'd be my favorite. But I get knocked a lot. I am a Splenda and creamer guy.
Oh, you're actually, that's in my notes. It's like, do you even put sugar in your?
So
it smells delicious.
Yeah, we gotta end this. Actually.
No, so most of the time, I will drink the coffee black. But if you're saying the perfect cup of coffee, I like having that creaminess. So I will. If you're asking about the perfect one, it'll have some milk or something in it.
I go with the full fat heavy cream, just a dollop of that. Oh man, it's so good. I used to be like a skim milk guy, and then I realized how natural is skim milk. Not at all. Like, what is this? It's like blue cow water. It's disgusting. There's no way that's good for you.
Blue cow water. Remember that one.
But yeah, then I was like, why am I doing this? Just put some fat in there. And man, I can't now. It's same thing. Like half and half. Okay, I guess. Milk, not even close. But a cold brew with a little bit of heavy cream in there.
Yeah,
just a dollop.
A dollop. Yes, I use that word. How about to grind? Do you? What's your type of grinder? Not the one that he uses all the time. Hey!
So most of the time now, I do just have the regular steel blade grinder, and we'll grind. So my wife makes a pot. She uses the drip coffee. So we'll grind some up in that. I'll grind it finer before I do my AeroPress. But like favorite type of grinder would probably be a burr grinder.
Grinder. There you go. That's what I was hoping.
So I have a Breville espresso machine. The I don't know, can't remember which one. The one that's got the one handle, and then it's got the steam wand.
Sure,
and it's not the touch screen one, but yeah. So that has the built-in burr grinder. So obviously, if you're making espresso, if you're wanting a nice creamy pool with that crema, then yeah, you need the burr grinder. Steel blade's not going to get it fine enough for.
I have an espresso machine that it looks like a bike pump. I gotta find this thing because I haven't used it forever. And you use like a little pre-packaged espresso pod, but it's just a filter, right? And so you pump it up to like whatever. It's just like a bike pump, like one of those little ones. And you get it to the certain area, you pour the hot water in, you seal it up, and then you just brew it through that. Oh my gosh, that thing was great. I totally forgot I even had that. So yeah, you put sugar in your coffee. That kind of lost me there for a minute. Well, no, you put Splenda. So
hold on, so you're not the only one. Noelle, the Hawaii coordinator, she's all about heavy cream and raw sugar.
Look at Jeremy. What does that say right there?
I say no fucking way.
It says my question was, does sugar belong in coffee? Do you like do you like tea at all?
Twisted tea.
So, we get asked a lot by people like, hey, have you ever thought about, selling tea because I have a heart condition. I can't have that much caffeine, things like that. And, we just have to politely say that we dump tea in the harbor once.
That's right. We're Americans,
and,
damn it.
After that, coffee became patriotic to drink, and that's where we stick.
I know. That's why I don't trust people that don't drink coffee. Yeah. Joe Rogan had an episode, it was a couple years ago, and he had a coffee professional on there. And I remember listening to this guy, and I didn't realize, like, there's a rabbit hole with coffee, just like there is with cigars, scotch, bourbon, whatever your poison is. But this dude was like, he got to the point where how long you let the grind sit, when you brew from when you grind them, the temperature of the water. And it's like 104 is not good. 103 is not good. 103.7 is, I don't remember. Do you remember what the perfect temperature is?
So for like AeroPress, they say 172. I don't know I can't remember what I have the Breville set on. Yeah. Hey. But yeah, so I don't know what temperature would be perfect. I know like 172 is in that range. There's some people that are nerdy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it was kind of annoying a bit because of the way he was really getting into it. One thing I like to do, so I know I've mentioned that I'm on a day 4 of a 5-day fast, but I like to do what the hell do you call it? Ghee. I'll put ghee, and this freaks out a lot of people. So what ghee is, it's clarified butter. So they basically take butter and they boil it for like 8 hours, and they remove all the proteins out of it, and then it becomes kind of it's if you have any sort of like GI issues and stuff like that with I want to say cream products, but what do you mean? Dairy products. It's because of those proteins. You get rid of it and people can usually tolerate ghee. But I'll take like a tablespoon, a dollop, if you will, and I'll put that in my coffee and maybe some coconut oil. And then I mix it up with my Ninja. Oh man, that is super good.
How'd that go again?
See, and that's same thing. You knocked me for liking the cream, but like the perfect cup, like you're saying, what's really good has that creamy, it's not just watery, so.
Yeah, that's why I can't do black. I can't do black coffee. It's like, I don't know, it needs that smoothness.
Yeah, it does. It does, yeah. Try it out of the AeroPress though.
I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah.
Where in the world did you ever have that? I know that doesn't sound right, but I mean, literally, where in the world did you have your, all right, I'll ask it like this. In your opinion, of all the places you've been around the world, who has the best coffee? Boom, got that out.
So what origins are the best?
No, I'm going to say, like, I traveled, I flew, so I was all over Europe and all over the world, and I couldn't get any good coffee in freaking Great Britain, UK. They make shit coffee. Everything is like instant coffee. It's horrible. Germany, I couldn't get good coffee. Spain, I couldn't get good coffee. Do you know where I got the best coffee? Greece. And they did it. They took like, I swear they had like a tin can and they put it on a propane cooker thing, and they put the grinds in, and then they added the water and they boiled it, and then they slowly poured it into my cup and then added whatever cream and stuff. Dude, I don't know if it was just because I had gone, this was like a particularly long trip, but if I had gone so long without good coffee, it was the best damn coffee I've ever had. And the can, you could tell, had been used about 6,000 times before it was my turn to use this dirty grind can. But so yeah, I guess that's what I mean. Where in the world did you experience your best cup of coffee that you didn't make yourself?
Yeah, so the Air Force kind of did me dirty. I haven't been, like, I guess Ireland. So on our way to Afghanistan, we landed at Shannon there, and the plane, like the fuel sensor or whatever, went out. So we got stuck.
Let me tell you a secret about that. Let me tell you a secret about that. So the flight engineer, you were in Ireland. The flight engineer said, "Hey, do you know what? That little light that didn't turn on, that could ground us here for about 3 or 4 days. It's up to you. It's up to you, pilot." The pilot's like, "Gotta fix what we gotta fix." Coffee. And then you're stuck. You're stuck. Yeah. I was stuck in there's a little island off Greece, Crete. I was stuck there for 2 weeks at a resort. Wow. And that was the time I got that coffee. Was out there, but that's a little dirty Air Force secret.
So we just roasted a guy for spending 30 minutes getting a PS5, but then you spent 2 weeks in Greece getting coffee.
We were on a mission. We were delivering C-130s to the warfront.
He was fit to fly and not on FIP, so
that's right. That's right.
Fair. That's very fair.
We did. We would fly out to Oman, Jordan, and specifically Oman, Jordan, because you could buy booze there. And then we would break for overnight. And then when we would break, we would, I don't know. Is there statute limitations on this?
I'm sure there are.
I might not want to admit what we would bring
You're not
back.
in anymore. It's been out. You've been out for a while.
It's been out for a while. Yeah, but I think it's international smuggling. Not drugs, alcohol. We used to bring alcohol back, but we did it on No, I'm serious. We did it on it's what we were just talking about. It was like, yeah, we could be broken here. And, after you've spent, 3 months in the desert, you're like, yeah, I want to go stay at a hotel and get some bourbon and kind of enjoy the next day. We used to do that stuff all the time. Allegedly. If you say allegedly, it automatically gets rid of.
To be fair, allegedly.
A friend.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have a store? Do you have a brick and mortar store?
So that's another item on the to-do list that COVID has hurt or held us up on. So we've talked to. So we're trying to align ourselves with partners as much as we can. So one of the things when we're talking physical coffee shop location is we're trying to do something kind of like what Black Rifle and Nine Line have down in Savannah, and that's kind of that established store that complements or
Black Rifle does it too, I think.
Right. Yes.
Do it. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's so. Again, it's I'm here in Missouri. I don't have a lot of connections or time to kind of work here in Missouri, and we've just been kind of hit by COVID as far as really working that out.
If there's anything that COVID did, is it kind of taught us all how to work from a distance. And I think you got to get a silver lining, but I think that's kind of helped us all with learning how to get through these things. I mean, we were doing a podcast remotely. Even Jeremy nobody was here. So it worked out pretty good. Tell us about the partnership with IW, the Reverend Warriors, and tell us about this wonderful coffee and what happens if you buy the coffee and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So I've been a fan of what Irreverent Warriors is doing for a couple of years now. I think I first heard of them back in 2018 and started seeing their hikes, saw them on social media and whatnot, and just really liked the approach, bringing that back together. Because like we talked about earlier, it's that kind of environment where you're able to kind of cut loose and poke fun at each other or whatever. But at the end of the day, though, you would have anybody there's back, so that's what I really liked about it. I didn't get to do my first hike actually until last year though in Kansas City, just because of, not around here. And so as soon as we saw, or as soon as we got big enough, I guess, to be able to be heard, approaching somebody about a partnership, we actually noticed Anna follow us on Instagram, and then saw in her bio, Irreverent Warriors. And then I think they followed us back. And so that just kind of started the communication, like, hey, we want to sponsor an event, and whatnot. And then we proposed, the partnership to them, co-brand a coffee, we'll give back. So they actually get $2 per bag from our site sales. And then we credit them for right now, $250 worth of cost of goods sold for their site. So if they sold, I think that's roughly 30 bags, that's 100% profit to them, those first 30 bags. And then we wholesale after that. So that $250 we're donating equates to like what, $3,000 a year. Could actually, if they sell the whole $250 worth of coffee, could have $6,000 worth of revenue there, plus whatever on our site. So yeah, we proposed the idea. Nate and Anna and Cindy we were excited to hear when they wanted to partner up and do it. And then,
nice. I just saw it's on the Irreverent Warriors site right now.
Yeah.
$15.99. Yeah, that's awesome. So that's great. I'm trying to think what is there anything else I'm not addressing that about the partnership that people should know? Like, I don't know.
It's just a coffee partnership at this point. I mean, I guess we're a national sponsor as well.
Okay.
So we'll have like the social media stuff.
Pull that up. Just realized.
But yeah, so we have Tulsa, Kansas City, and then we're trying to make San Antonio happen this year. As far as events that we're actually going to sponsor as well, and be there to serve. And then there's a few other events that we're looking at doing a lower sponsorship on, to hand out cards or, just to help some other around the Southwest Missouri area events as much as we can.
Nice. So where can folks find 22 Sierra besides we just showed on the Reverent Warrior site there?
So our website, which is just 22sierracoffee.com, you can have find the dark humor there. And then we also have 7 other coffees, I think. And then we have a couple, so Mineola, Texas at East Texas Ammo, we're there. There's a sports nutrition place in Largo, Florida, Elite Arms in Springfield, Missouri, and then someplace in the Greensboro area of North Carolina we're in as well. So can't remember exactly, but yeah, we have a few retailers that carry our coffee.
Awesome. Well, Patrick, thanks for coming on. Thanks for sharing your story. Hopefully we'll be selling lots of coffee, getting people caffeinated and hooked on one of the world's most widely used legal drugs, coffee. Best one out there next to bourbon.
Disagree.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. I definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll meet up on a hike someday.
Yeah. Hope
right,
so.
Man.
It's good to see you, man.
All right. Appreciate your time.
Take care. See you. Thank you.
Do you know what I used to do in boot camp is if we had to eat an MRE, you know how you had to get the little
coffee grinds?
Well, you get the little coffee thing in there and our CTO, training officer. So when you're in officer school, you're trained by officers instead of drill instructors. And he would run around and be like, give me all the coffee. And we'd have to hand out the coffee, but I would take it and I would like slip it into my underwear. And I'm like, I'm keeping this shit. And,
sorry, no.
Other people would give it to me and I'd be like, oh, sweet. We had, I'm sure it's the same in every branch. Like you have your secure draw, right? I say draw, I'm from up north. Drawer. Yeah, your drawer. Anyways, your draw. So we had the one that you had to lock, right? And you could put your wallet in there and like all your shit that they weren't really going to screw with. And so I would put it in my wallet because they never searched your wallet. And then we would have to sit through classes for like, I don't know, just, the typical brainwashing Air Force, founded in 1947, all that other stuff. And so or officer learning how to lead and all that crap. And, I would be like, I got to go to the bathroom. I'd go to the bathroom and I'd pull out that and I would just literally go.
Yep. We used to chew on the coffee grinds.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
and
man,
then
straight caffeine.
Oh, it was the only thing that kept me alive. Coffee's a wonderful thing. Yeah. Sorry guys. I didn't bring a lot of energy to this show, but I will be feeling better.
Next time he'll have his energy with.
Next time I will. Man, I cannot wait till the end of tomorrow because I am really psyched to eat real food. Call, text, write me, Kevin at 21gun.net. Some of you write me and I really appreciate that. A lot of you guys text me and I don't appreciate that because I freaking sleep at 10 o'clock. I'm sleeping. Why are you guys texting me at freaking 11 o'clock?
Sorry.
I had to turn my my thing off, my whatever that's called.
Your phone?
Yeah, no, but the alerts, I had to turn those off because everyone texted me, especially Ron's little group there.
The Riplonians.
The Riplonians. They are texting.
You still haven't added me to that yet.
Oh shit! Can I do that? How do I do that?
Ron, if you're watching, or if you do watch, add me.
Add him to the.
I'm banned. I'm unbanned off of Facebook, so add me.
Walton
or Jeremy Walton, either one. All right.
That's all I got. Next week, what do we have next? Shit, I don't have it up. Next week will be a good show. I think we're interviewing you next week.
I was hoping you'd forget that.
Yeah, because that's the 25th. So we can find out the backstory of J.W. the Third. So that's pretty cool. Can't think of what else. That's all I got.
Other than that, again, like you said, irreverentwarriors.com, 22 Sierra Coffee. Donate to TV or Irreverent Warriors.
Matching your dollars. Dollar for dollar. veterantv.com/donate. Head over there. Get your crazy uncle to put some of that money to use. I can't. I'm just like, I'm like a train that has hopped the tracks, and I can still move,
still
but it's
going.
like jigga-dunk, jigga-dunk, jigga-dunk. Yeah. All right, guys.
I'll have a big burger after this.
Thanks for coming. Oh, dude. Thanks for coming on. We will see you next week.
Take care, guys.